21st, 2020 to Friday, January 1st, 2021, in observance of the Christmas and New Year's holidays. Regular business hours will resume on Monday, January 4th, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. Have a safe and wonderful holiday. Thank you. Please leave a message after the tone. When you are finished recording, you may hang up or press pound for more options.
This message is from Mr. Gendler. My name is Laura Antala, and you should remember me because I filed an action against your client, Shonda Rhimes, in 2014 with the NLRB because her actors thought I didn't go to law school when I really did. My bar number is 207690. I was the ABA representative of Catholic University. Not only that, but I was the graduate student council secretary at American University 2 years in a row. You know how your client wrote a little television show called Scandal? Well, I didn't know that Scandal was actually based on a former lawyer from American University who worked for George Bush. Well, I was a liberal at American University. I was a performing artist student at American University. I was a graduate student. I have a master's from there in performing arts management. I studied television acting at American University. People from American knew me because I was the graduate student council secretary and I helped the last president become president of the university. You understand where I'm coming from here? And it turns out that the current lawyer for SAG-AFTRA, Crabtree Ireland, was the ABA representative of his law school. At the same time, I was the ABA representative of Catholic University, that he was at Georgetown at the same time I was at American, and that the leading star of Scandal, Kerry Washington, was at GW, not studying acting, but apparently anthropology, when at the same time I was working on a master's in performing arts management at American University. But I'm not allowed to be with the acting community because I'm not cultured enough. I'm not allowed to be with the acting community because Jason Winston George says, apparently, that I'm too ugly to be on tape. Which, by the way, is a violation of the ADA. You know that little law that's supposed to protect people who are disabled? Well, I don't have a mental illness. I have an autoimmune disease. And considering the fact that I was thrown into an institution by the union because they did not believe I went to law school, and then my medical records from that period said I had a thyroid disease that no one told me I had a thyroid disease, and I was being trolled online within 24 hours almost of me, the charges from NLRB being dropped in 2014 by someone who told me not to fuck with Shonda Rhimes. And that person seemed to know that I was sick. And yet they tried to insinuate that I was faking my illness. They made comments about how my hair was falling out. I got my hair back. I fought for that. I'm on a strict diet because I have a yeast allergy. I'm very, very sick, but guess what? That doesn't mean I can't be an actor. It doesn't mean that the union should be violating my rights and telling me I can't be with the membership because I have this incurable disease. Well, I'm sorry, Laura. No one would want to fuck you, so you can't be on tape. That's basically what Jason Winston George is saying by saying someone's not pretty enough to be on tape. He's thinking what's between his legs, not with his heart or his head. And I was a Maryland Distinguished Scholar, which means I was one of the smartest kids from the school, from the state of Maryland. Not only was I smart, I was one of the best people from Maryland. That's what being a Maryland Distinguished Scholar means. It means I would never cheat on a test. It means I would never violate anybody's rights. It means I was never a racist. It means I was never anti-Semitic. My resume from Washington, D.C. screams, I worked with Jews. And actually, it turns out I'm 2% Jewish. Now my Twitter account has been shut off. After I basically say that I wish that Jeremy Gilbreth, who tried to violate me, would suffer the same way I've been suffering for a decade. The way your client and the industry has been treating me, they want me to disappear. They want me to take my own life. And that is wrong. Your client claims to be for the Me Too movement? Really? Is she for the Me Too movement for everyone? Or just the ones who will grease her wheels? The ones who will make her famous? The ones who will kiss her ass and want to watch her television shows and worship the ground she walks on? Because I've got news for you. Arnie Starr wanted to be a cast on Grey's Anatomy. Cynthia Youngblood wanted to be cast on Grey's Anatomy. I actually wanted to be cast on Eli Stone because I have a legal background. I had no desire whatsoever. I was just on Grey's Anatomy to collect a paycheck. It was in my neighborhood. It was easy for me to work on. Because I was working every day, because I wasn't doing anything else but working on sets, because I was dealing with having had cancer in 2005, and I was dealing with the fact that I had $115,000 in debt from law school, which in law school I had a car accident, so I could not practice law because apparently, looking back now, I realized I had PTSD from that accident. But guess what? Just because I had a mental problem from being a lawyer, doesn't mean that anyone in the industry should have been shutting me out. Oh, I'm sorry, Laura, you're crazy. You can't practice law? Well, that means you're going to attack someone, right? It means you're going to hurt someone, right? No, because statistically, guess what? People who have issues like I have, we are not the violent ones. We are not the perpetrators of violent acts. We are the people who are treated with or are bullied. We are the people who are made fun of. We are the people who are degraded and demoralized by the wonderful, hot, sexy people of Hollywood. The same people who claim to want to prevent people from being homeless. The same people who claim that they love the people, who are actually part of the 1%, who have so much money, they don't care the bodies that they leave behind. Your client, if she has anything to do with trying to remove me from taking me off taking me off Twitter, because I said what I said about Jeremy, he violated me. I have an email from a friend of his saying that he told his friends that he did that. And Cynthia Youngblood, who was cast on Grey's Anatomy, she knew Jeremy. And she knew Patrick Dempsey and Eric Dane. And I got attacked online by one Eric Stolowitz, who, as it turns out, is in a television show of NCIS with Blake Shields and Abramovich. And your former actress, Shonda O, studied meditation with Inside LA. So did Blake. And Ellen Pompeo said to everyone, I guess it's someone's fault. It's a woman's fault if she's molested. A teacher, the head of the film department at Catholic University, said the exact same thing. The exact same thing. That it was my fault that Jeremy did what he did. He stood in front of me, looked at me, and said, well, sometimes it's a woman's fault if she's assaulted. I didn't attack him. I just looked at him with shock. I couldn't believe he was actually saying that to me. And I never attacked Carrie Finkley. That bitch lied. Why? Because she's a young woman who everyone's going to believe because she's pretty and beautiful, and I'm old and I'm sick. So of course, we live in a society where looks matter now. Not integrity. Not my credentials as an ABA representative or everything in my past. The only thing that matters is whether I look like I would be telling the truth. And that is disgusting to me. That is wrong. I will never respect your client. I don't ever want to work for her. I want my Twitter account turned back on, though. Because I'm going to send everything to the press. It's not going to change a damn thing. You want to erase everything that happened? Everything that someone was trying to do to try to make me commit suicide? I have every scan shot. I scan shot likes. There are people on Twitter who actually liked me, whether your client likes it or not. Sorry, I know she wanted to have a voice for Christianity in the industry, and I'm a secularist. But guess what? We have separation of church and state in this country. I am not a danger to Jews or a danger to anybody. The only person I'm a danger to is Shonda Rhimes' reputation as being a champion for women and Shonda Rhimes' supposed reputation of being a champion for the Me Too movement when she isn't. I'm for trans rights, as long as women are protected from being raped. Because as a victim of rape, I don't want to be raped. I want to be safe. So there should be some sort of middle ground on that issue. So that trans people have their rights and are treated with respect, but women are also safe from rape. Because there have been at least 4 or 5 incidences where a man has dressed up like a woman and raped a woman. Probably because we live in a society where men are not allowed to come out as who they really are. In other words, if trans women were allowed to be who they really are, then maybe they wouldn't be suppressing these feelings to the point where they rape women in order to get rid of the psychology of it. Yeah, I'm Mensa, by the way. I'm not normal. Patrick Dempsey every day said I was weird. I'm not gay, but I think they thought that was what they meant, which, by the way, that's discrimination. Calling someone weird or strange. That's discrimination. They didn't even talk to me. They made the presumption I didn't go to law school when my bar number is 207690. Your client is helping killing an innocent woman who didn't do anything wrong on your set or any other set because my reputation on sets meant everything to me. And Jordan Marks climbed on top of me with a condom and tried to fuck me, and it wasn't a great night for him. Not because I grabbed him by the balls. I don't even know what he looks like from the waist down. I never even touched him. I never even saw him. And Jeremy Gilbreth passed out drunk in the shower the night he tried to rape me. So I actually did see him. He has the penis of a tiny little boy. I have never had a man that small come anywhere near my vagina because I actually like men, not little boys. So trying to call me a pedophile, that's crap. I graduated college a virgin. I never even kissed a guy till I was 23 because my parents were so overprotective of me. And my parents are GOP Republican, but I'm not. I rejected their church when I was 18 years old. I worked for my college I worked in my law school. And I worked at the State Department for my law school. And you guys want to insinuate that I deserve to be spit on. I deserve to be run out of California. I deserve to be shut down. You guys deserve to make me erased for your wonderful rich client who can do whatever she wants because she's Shonda Rhimes, including make someone disappear and die. The only reason I love life is acting. It's not about money to me. So I will not quit wanting to be an actor until I'm stopping breathing. And I earned SAG-AFTRA. I worked for it. I was on sets for 5 years every day, despite the fact that Jason Winston George wants to say I was too fucking ugly to be on tape. Give me justice. You pass that message on to Shonda Rhimes. I want justice. Not this bullshit where you try to make me disappear. Especially for a guy like Jeremy who couldn't put a condom on and got his girlfriend pregnant.